again with, this is Aaron Wiebe. I'm agreeing this is an old road for sure.
Look at that, nothing but pure forget-me-nots and short native grass.
Tailings pile. Crazy. Yeah.
And the road we're standing on hasn't even had a chance to get moss on it yet. But it's all blasted quartz, sharp. Never been in a creek bed around here.
Veinage, that's the right stuff too.
Yeah, it doesn't naturally occur in a soft state, but this isn't the native ground. This entire bench up here, the tailings pile, even down to the road.
Look at the plants coming out of it. This is total tailings. It's just like in Siskiyou Mountains or anywhere I've been. There's your biggest rubble, and then
Check it out.
it's got moss over it, but that's what that is.
When this creek was running through beforehand, they built tailings here, they built the road all the way down, and they also piled it off at a repose angle into the creek because they didn't have the EPA yet.
Yeah.
See, and any of that repose that went down here, this water sometimes comes up. You can see on the opposite bank that water comes up and swirls here real hard because it increases pressure. And that's what's been capable of blowing all these mine tailings, these sharp quartz.
God.
I think it's
Yeah, they were, it's not naturally occurring. They were definitely mining. That's awesome. And they were mining veins of quartz. There's a debate going on, I guess I should tell you, off camera, not between us, but just people in the world. And, you know, mostly they say there's only cinnabar mined up here, but then you find reports here and there throughout journals and history and stuff that say that there was gold up here, and then we find these tailings. And like some of the other ones that you've seen, where I've showed you, and there's the quartz in it. So
this is a big enough supply of tailings that this is not just a simple hole in the ground, and they wouldn't have built this much tailings with no return of profit. Mines don't operate that way.
they definitely found something.
They have to have a reason or a motivation to go in there.
You wouldn't move this much dirt and be like, well, we're still not finding anything, still not finding anything.
No, I think this probably went out of operation right about the time that the U.S. banned the possession of gold. With gold, you know they had gold in these hills because they put a lot of energy into getting it out, and they were able to get it out. That's why it operated. But when the U.S. banned the possession of gold back in the 30s and the 40s, they just close them. They say, well, we get the price we need to get, or it's not worth doing. And it doesn't mean they stopped operating because they ran out of gold.
It wasn't profitable anymore.
It just wasn't profitable. The price of gold was too low.
That's what I've heard on a lot of mines all throughout California.
They just stopped the production and say, hey, we know where the hole that leads right to it is. And if it was $5,000 an ounce, this place would be in full production. And they'd still be digging it, and they find veins that run miles wide and miles deep. And I've seen this ground around here laid over at a 45 and even at a 90. But this is the material you would get gold out of, not cinnabar.
I agree. That's quartz.
Quartz. That's where you would find gold.
Man, that's a pile. And there was
This is where I would have set up a crusher operation if I was picking this stuff out.
We'll bring the detector back and we'll poke around a little bit and see what we can find. I think a tree fell over or somebody was digging.
I think somebody was digging on it. Somebody was digging over here too.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, it wouldn't be bad to dig a pile and go down and sluice it in the creek right there. Woohoo! Okay. Let's see what else there is. Thank you for bringing us along on this one.
No worries. I believe this to be the main vertical shaft of the mine.
Oh.
Now, if you dug even that much and you didn't find gold, would you keep going, or would you look somewhere else? There's still gold down there.
Whoa.
And it'll be easier to get to than they did it the first time, because at least now you have equipment and power.
We're throwing a magnet down there. I got a 500-pound neodymium magnet. We'll toss that puppy down there on a future video.
You'll probably
Subscribe.
You'll get an ore card.
An ore cart. Hey, it can pull it up or it'll either come off though. It's strong. I got it on 650-pound true paracord, and so I figure it'll shear before it rips our arms off. Yeah. Look at that hole. How can we describe how big that is? That's a big hole. Look, here's my hand. It covers the whole thing.
It's 15 by 15 at the top.
15. Okay, that's huge. 15 foot by 15 foot. That's the official estimate of a seabee.
I'd say on the bottom, right in there,
yeah,
it's probably closer. It's a regular shape, but about a 10 by 10. The top opening here started at about 15 by 15, and it tapers to a 10 by 10.
God, I wonder how deep it is. That's the other thing the magnet's good for.
Well, yeah, because you don't know if they only went 5 more feet below the water and
or 1,000 feet. Oh,
or
no, that's true.
Your best estimation would be to measure this tailings pile and plateau and calculate how much road had to been cut and based in with this same material. And the road goes up another 500 or so feet, and there's a couple more punches.
Like this, kind of digging in.
Smaller and starting to cave in at the, like they're becoming like sinkholes. So it makes me think either that was a spot where they were digging to start another pit.
Wow.
Or they just, at the time when they decided to give up, that was it.
That's as far as they prospected into them, or
it could be a cave in too that causes the roof to slump.
It looks like a non-stable stuff.
Yeah, it looks like that stuff ain't moving at all.
God, with the cribbing still down in there, that's awesome.
Yeah, the wood tells you that they shored this all in wood.
Man.
Redwood.
And probably a couple aminals, I hate to say it. Nothing's getting out of there except for maybe a sure-footed raccoon or something that's really zenful and calm.
Yeah, that's
But there's probably bones down in there. At least they have the wood.
Yeah.
Ugh. Kind of bubbly.
Little piece of timber over there.
Yeah. Yep, it'd be cool to see if there's a pick head or who knows.
If you look there on top of the red rock,
yeah,
come right around here, you can even see that they brought this whole level up above pit height.
They did, or they dug down through it the second time or something?
Yeah, they just, there was
I see it's piled up there.
This is all natural in an outside ring, but on this side, towards the bank, they brought it up to this high, started leveling it out, and had been leveling it out all through here. This is the operations. You'd bring everything out of the mine up to like right where I'm standing, and you would move it over to your
No, that's true. I mean, look at this hole. I mean, I'm an operator too. The dirt that would come out of here, you know, wouldn't even make just the big. I mean, just from what we could see, it's definitely a deeper hole.
The volume of that is, you know, 6 dump truck loads.
Right, and this represents way more.
Dump trucks.
So there's at least that probably taken out of here because it's next to it. Wow. Wow. Well, there you go. There's a detail. We'll head on and continue on here.
Yeah, see, that's how I can tell it's been dynamited too, is they brought up pieces that still have the drill bore.
Dang.
So yeah, and that's a big stick of dynamite.
When it was actually dynamite probably too. Holy moly.
TNT, baby.
Okay, I can't resist. We'll fill it in a little bit more. Ooh. What'd you do if you saw a hand come up? It's probably all methane bubbles.
Yeah, yeah.
We should cap this puppy. It's in the shale.
Layers of the rock in here though, and you can see that they're almost at a repose angle.
Yep. Well, pretty swirly too.
Yeah, swirly there and here as well. This is a spot where one side of this hill was running into the other side.
Well, and then that's where trace minerals like quartz and gold travel down to and hit the mingling spot, just like rain and your roof will travel down to where the two hills come together. And so if geology's done that, that's where you get concentrations.
Mm-hmm. Next point of interest.
A lot, yeah. So it's not just that there's the hole, there's the huge pile going all the way down there. Oh.
And this, I believe, is a furnace.
There's the other wall under the tree. If you guys can't see that, I want to highlight it for you. It's got moss on it because it had manzanita and a tree fall on it. It probably looked exactly like this side, is my guess.
Yeah, this is a fired brick.
Right?
They ran this in the furnace.
Numbers.
This is an insulating brick. You'd build something out of the magnesite or the tufa rock, something as a big, heavy insulator. Keep all that heat in, because this is big and heavy and hard to move, and these are just relining the basin walls with.
You guys can see that other one kind of made out of the same material. I took them to the furnace kiln thing on that other road.
This one looks man-made.
Could be. Yes, I don't think this is a naturally occurring wall. No, but you know what this also means?
We're off, right? Yeah. I believe this is probably one of the air inlet vents for the furnace.
A way of
build your wall all the way around, line it with brick, and then have a brick that you could put in to cut off the air, open it up even more, and it just pulls that air in and runs that manzanita wood real hot.
Nice detail.
And here's some of the wood that they would have been using to run such a furnace.
Yeah, you could definitely get the temperature. I see other blocks falling off and decaying here and stuff. More brick. Getting near the end of the day. God, I love these California wildflowers. The creek's getting deeper and deeper. You can tell we're still on the road too.
Mm-hmm. It's the right kind of incline.
What is it?
It's probably a 20s or 30s automobile.
Wow.
We were looking at that before, and we figured that the reason it's all in pieces is because it was wood that held those cars together.
Oh.
And now that they've taken and laid it out here for so long, the wood's all gone, the metal's rusted and decaying away.
Wow.
So it fits the right time period for the rust decay, and for the fact that it looks like the car was disassembled.
And there's a road coming up here?
Yeah. And this spot to the left, I believe, was another either a collapse in the tunnel or a cave-in spot.
Oh, it says it's sunken down.
Well, look at this one here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's all mossed over again, too. God, no telling how deep that is. Go jump down in there and stand on those. Did they just fall off the edge and create just the littlest thatching over some shaft that goes down? There'd be no way of knowing. I'm not probably a fool for standing on the slope right there.
Well, the rocks I'm seeing right there in that dent look like they've fallen off of overhead.
Right.
Just getting wet and nothing holding it in. Eventually it loses its footing and it slips or tumbles off the top. A couple of those look like probably came right off of the top of the edge here. Crazy. So if you took all that material out, what you have is just a big sunken dirt spot.
I'm not standing on top. That other shaft creeped me out. I'm not standing on any dents around here.
Yeah.
Creepy.
That dent there.
Yeah, I know, right? This could.
In line.
Definitely.
They're not connected from right to left long ways. They're connected sideways.
And then the car up there.
The tunnel itself could very possibly going into the hill.
Oh, yeah.
And that first opening, same thing. It might go down and turn right, but it could turn 360 degrees.
I'm walking on the high spots.
more tailings.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And this is the area where they say there's, what, miles and miles of underground tunnels in these hills. So, in the various mines. Man, it's hard to decide.
Well, there's a little bit of a creek that's cutting right through here, just from drainage.
Oh, yeah.
But look what it's rinsing off is all that blasted quartz.
More blasted.
How far is the creek down there?
Yeah, right?
How much of the mileage of tunnel did they dig out and dump into the creek bed all the way along? They were building this side up.
Look at this flat spot. This could be a little, that's right, kind of by the side of the road here too. Could be a dump. I see cans. See the old cans and then the bigger stuff. You were checking underground. More cannage.
Yeah, it's really flat. I've seen several cans laying around.
Oh yeah, I know the whole slope here. There's something about this one looks like a little ledge to me, like a little house.
You want to go around the corner and ruffle further?
Yeah. Sounds good. You guys want to go, right? Yeah, they do. They'd probably have us hike all night with flashlights on our heads. You realize that? So,
yeah, I didn't.
Don't listen to them. They're crazy. Is this?
That looks like a dozer cut.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. You think this is?
I think it's just a dozer cut. It was done deliberately. See how this is packed up here? Because they're trying to keep the water not cutting and going this way. It's a little engineered. That fill is too neatly stacked.
They threw a tree in our way to foil us too.
They probably went out and over more.
Oh, God. Yeah, I know. I'm seeing quartz on the far side too. But definitely, still, we're walking on the tailings.
Little bumbles out.
Hunting is California gold. Oh, I wonder if we're not. Look at all this.
Yeah, it's more of the tailings. Until at a certain point, they just started paving with it, but it's pretty high. I believe this above us is a.
It could be, right?
It's been 140 years and how many fires?
Yeah, no, and definitely. But I mean, this has that same shape of the other one. All of a sudden, a huge old.
But that berm right there has been done more recently.
Yeah.
I think it's the guy that owns this property.
Just keeping it from eroding.
Yeah,
No, this is really cool.
Yeah, because all this brush has grown back since.
Crazy.
Or they just dozed out to here and then quit because they figured that was tied in enough with the existing burn.
Still more sharp quartz going on and on and on. That means that there's probably, who knows?
They dumped it until they would just be spilling it into the creek and going, the creek will work it out. And they're right, it would.
Is there gold in there?
Get out.
There's ants in there. No, I mean, definitely bring the detector up, pass it over the world once, look for nuggets.
They're more recent growth of them.
Oh, I wouldn't call the road done. No. Definitely just...
I believe what they were doing is cutting the road out here further and spilling off to the side until they just got far enough away, and they would have continued cutting and clearing, burning that brush as fuel.
Oh yeah. We've seen the furnace.
This is the simplest way to bring it back on level ground without four-wheeling.
That's why you guys definitely want to subscribe so that you don't miss any of these adventures, because I'm going to wrangle this guy up again on another day, and we're going to check these places out even more and find even more details. So be sure to hit the subscribe and the little bell next to it so you get the notifications. Oh man, time to find some gold. Look. The whole rest of the video is going to be 3 hours of close inspection of quartz chunks for gold. So you might want to sit back. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I mean, there's sharp quartz laying right on the surface.
That's what I'm looking at, you know, and a lot of, definitely more to explore here. Zigzaggings. And back in the day, you know, they were pretty harsh. So they could have literally peeled every bush off this place and dug in 30 spots all across it, and there could have been 20 little, what aren't even roads, just spots where you can move, you know, like any other mine or anything, so you never know.
Well, they were quite ingenious. If they could afford a tractor and get one out here, they would be pulling stuff around on it with a tractor as a way to get around.
But you wouldn't do it for nothing, right?
Oh, you couldn't do it for nothing.
You couldn't do it for nothing, so there's your proof. Good point. Gold. Plus, this much quartz, also people, there's going to be quartz crystals and citrines and anything else that occurs with quartz. All the things that change quartz into the other things could be right here too. And usually when you're going after one thing, the same reason why you have to be finding something is you can't pay attention to the other things. So half the time they'll just ignore it.
Hey, that's a layer in a vein. Look at that. There's
the
sparkles.
Sparkles.
Looks like sugar. That microcrystalline.
Yeah. No, and that's what I'm saying. We can, and they, even if they saw citrine and amethyst go by, you can't stop and deal with that. You're hunting gold, you're paying your people, you're doing all that. So, and back in the day, what we consider semi-precious now could have been worthless to them. So this is a cave-in, is what's being pointed out to me, and I'm seeing it too. You can see kind of
area of subsidence.
Area of subsidence. That's a good way to. Oh, there's a. I don't know if you can make it out, but there's a tailings pile here. But this is a. Oh, look at it.
So you have this area of subsidence, and it's pretty heavy there. Not so much over here. This is probably tapered more and didn't collapse as much. But the water runs off the high and runs right down into this, like a pond, catching every drop of water. And on the right side, you followed the drainage of it, and it comes right down to the inside of that tailings pile, and it also drains into this spot.
And created the weak roof.
The weak roof. And so as time went on, especially with the rock underneath supporting it, getting water just leaching past it, just took all the dirt out of it, and then had a cave in, or a partial cave in, of a section of tunnel.
There's a tunnel right there. Don't stand on it.
And down in the bottom of this, I noticed as we were coming in that the hole down below over here also has a deep subsidence point.
Right.
So I think that as this one collapsed, the water that was draining here has run downhill and has eaten the roof out, or softened the roof in another spot, and just runs right down into the creek from there.
That makes sense. That tunnel might have even been a outlet when they were having issues. Maybe they were like, God, we got to do something about all the water coming off the hill.
And they may have dug straight out into that
to try and drain it out, you know, and lost the water. You can see the other one is full of water too, the other shaft. So they had water issues here.
And they may have been
loose rock,
able to dig and operate, and as long as they had a pump system just to keep the basic waters out. But as soon as you get large amounts of water that start infiltrating your mine tunnel, you got to pump that stuff out. When you stop pumping it, then it backs up, it goes underwater.
I've seen that crazy pump on the other side of the valley too. That's huge. It's an old like donkey drag wooden
Monitor.
shed. Yeah, with the.
Yeah, back when they didn't have the rules.
Yep.
But they couldn't work.
Back when they would even look at the case in the Supreme Court. Sorry, a little bitter. Yeah, some of these spots look like they had little. I would hit this with a detector here on the side, you know.
Well, that's a man-built retainer.
Right. And maybe just to hold the creek out because they had the rocks, because it was coming out of operations here, but maybe because somebody wanted a little flat spot to put their little shed too. You never know.
What I think.
What do we got? We got round nails, so 1900s, but
we found a brick that goes back to 1879.
1879 brick was found. And yeah, this spot has cans, or they can be dumps too, so definitely a lot of cans in this one little spot. Any of these cans could be full of gold coins, so we won't tear stuff up very much. We're not here to tear it up.
Notice how these cornerstones run on this little flat space here
Oh yeah,
that they cut down and drain.
they almost connect to that wall though too. Ooh, some rock.
Your own bedrock.
Man, gold.
Oh, look at the opposite side. That's all been filled with tailings. Look at
Yeah.
these pieces are just sharp stacked, like they just pushed everything to the creek edge.
Same great crap as the quartz runs, like what, 10 miles from here up. You know I'm talking about it, the other big diggings up by Black Oak Villa and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, same stuff.
Blocky sandstone.
Same layer running through the mountains that they're digging in. Look how far this flat spot, and then see the face over there.
This was part of an original road. They may have had a bridge section put in here.
Right, from Rocky
Point. Probably coming around, but at this point right here, it looks like the vegetation is probably running 6 feet higher than where you're standing. The water line.
Here it is. Look, a fording down. Woo! Poison oak. There's the stacked edge. Came off the flat there, and then crossed across here and went up there. So
yep.
Maybe they had one culvert pipe in there or something. Man, but look at that. So definitely all built up. You walk down, I'll get the shot. Look at that, that's a road. And in the far bank, you see it cross over and go for that other part.
You see it lines up right here. So they would have had a little bit more fill. It was carving on the opposite bank, but it hits bedrock, and bedrock's not going anywhere.
Man, and then more cans in the breeze everywhere.
So you know where the other side heads to the mine.
Yeah.
On the other side of the creek.
Right.
That gets completely digging.
Right, they wouldn't, same deal. That's what he's pointing out, is they wouldn't make this much effort to do a road and all that just to prospect. So probably a mine, some sort of goodness up here, that to require this much energy they had already found and proofed and gotten something from to make it worth digging the road. But yeah, that flat spot, what did I just see? Did I see window glass? There. That's flat, that could be window glass.
Shack out here?
Yeah, or several, because right by where the road comes down. So I'm saying I would want to check that little flat spot there off of the thing.
Everything out here that's made of wood, after 150 years, is gone.
Burnt or rotted, right?
Yeah, if it has a fire, it burns. You would never even, you have less and less reference to where and what was going on.
He was a captain of the fire department out here.
Yeah.
For
Pope Valley.
A while. Well, no, Pope Valley. A few years. 1 or 2, 10, 20. 8. I forgot the exact amount. But has seen all the recent fires too. So we've both been through watching them burn these hills off. Not this exact spot, but yeah, it. I wouldn't say anything lasts over 100 years out here just from rotting or burning.
But the water that's in this well here, it's just a well now. That floating timber has been well preserved while it stays permanently wet and has escaped all the burns. This piece of wood on the edge here didn't get burned, but you can see how it's weathering away just from air and sun. And that's a pretty healthy looking timber.
Yeah.
So like a railroad tie on.
I'm going down in there. We're getting relics by hand here. Look at this one. Starts off fat and then it's got a little
piece of machine.
But that's right by the hole there though too. Sticking out of these tree roots is, I was thinking. Started looking.
Might be another sign of having track.
Cool. Fall in, I'm gonna film it in case I do. It's gonna come by the edge. Okay, there's one more piece. It's been cut. Who knows? Who knows? Hey!
Well,
there's lead poured in there.
140 years ago.
You think that's a lantern top?
That's what it kind of looks like.
Kind of looks like it, huh? I'd almost want to say the
lamp fixture for a helmet.
Oh, yeah. Man, that's really cool. Right by the entrance of the mine. I'm gonna leave it laying there, and all that. But I see more little pieces.
For permanent or for temporary, whenever they close these things,
yeah,
they're not in a real big hurry to tidy every inch up. They'll clean up.
Right.
The good moral thing to do is fix the hole, make it safe.
Right, and they may have. This may have had a roof and wood over it that just went away.
We don't have all of the information. We don't know the history of the thing enough. This set of barbed wire may have just been put around here
to keep cows from falling out.
Cows from falling in, or somebody fell in. Been here for 145 years.
Spooky. That's spooky, but that's true.
But I mean, if it happened back Nate, if this happened back in 1950,
These, I wish I knew what came in these cans. If anybody knows if those are original cigarettes, they're always this shape. It's kind of oval and oblong. But maybe it's just a tobacco tin. They're I find these at other sites around these valleys by Middletown and stuff, and they have that same look. But I think something like that, something that they're addicted to, because man, where there's one, there's like 900 of them, and they don't look like food. Unless there was sausages or something crazy.
It's a cigar tin.
Oh, a cigar. A cigar tin. Well, okay, well they were over by Middletown. They were.
This is a cigar.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Look what I found on the ground. You know what that is? Looks like the tip of probably like a low jackhammer or some sort of chisel.
You know, busted iron.
Yeah, well, it broke off, and that was probably one of the things that they were chiseling into the side of this puppy with, and that's the actual tooled head.
Yeah, it's iron. You can see the rest on it.
And
it was shaped right down as
yeah,
an edge.
it looks like what I'd put on my jackhammer now to go at rock.
But because it's more eaten here, because where this was the thinnest edge, this edge is just rusted and decayed back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's lost its shape from the pitting. It's
from the pitting.
But you can see what it was, and you can see it probably snapped in usage too.
That's what I mean.
And I threw it in the tailings. I got it from here, right on the edge.
Yeah, that was around that same angle.
The top of the tailings pile, over to the furnace. Yeah, and then the actual hole that's closest to it. Crazy.
Not for mercury.
Shoomp, shoomp. Yeah, it does not look like. Do you see any cinnabar or anything anywhere?
I haven't seen any cinnabar.
That's how could it be for that? But it's definitely, they're not mining the gray rock. Maybe it's something that was in the quartz.
Maybe.
Crazy. Well, with mines this size, now I see that some of the things that. No, but look how much material that is.
Oh, I know.
Dude, just to show. Okay, that's a person. I mean, that is, we're just up on top of that. That is huge. Think about that coming out of that hole in the ground.
And then the whole road base coming all the way.
And this road, right. I mean, this is just another shelf that they made on the edge of the creek out of it to drive in. A big chunks. That is massive.
Waste rock.
Yeah. Over, you know, everything that they didn't want.
But they built this and developed the road in, and then went up further, and we're still working at that other spot. And starting to build another tailings pile.
Crazy.
Yeah, if you had a pile like this, you could go in and put a little wood cabin on that, and it would stand on there till the wood gave out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what, sorry to restart it, I didn't have the camera on. But it proves that this entire road that we're on, even this whole fill, not just that pile that you see way down there that we were just showing you, but see how its roots were down in this. So when it fell over, because it was dead, what it pulled up and is exposing to us is more tailings, proving that this is also your most massive tailing pile that you could picture.
To put a stable, flat, well-drained road all the way back in.
So that's a lot of rock that came out of the dirt around here. These aren't diggings in the side of the hills, these are tunnels. This is the dirt that got pulled out of tunnels around here. This whole road, that whole pile. Careful where you walk. Coyotes or foxes digging out.
Digging out yellow jacket nests.
That's cool.
Or it could be just digging after a fucking critter.
Yeah.
And gave up because he didn't get any.
But a lot of time, yellow jackets and wasps and stuff, these will be coyotes digging them out of here.
To eat the larvae.
Yeah, and so that's another thing that coyotes do for people is they're constantly patrolling around. They eat rodents and small stuff constantly. That's probably 90% of their diet. And they literally will go around and dig out wasp nests and stuff. Foxes, all kinds of creatures do that.
You know coyotes?
Little bullfrog swimming on the bottom. Trying to find a place to hide, but the water's too pure. They're like, I'll take, this is my hiding spot. It's a good shot of alluvial deposit sitting on top of serpentine bedrock hardpan. And just think how much gold and heavies are piled right along that bottom there. And if you even knew which way the water current was going, you could go downstream of each of the biggest ones on the bottom. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming with us, and we will bring this guy along on future expeditions. And thank you for showing us this, and I'm sure everybody at home thanks you.
No worries.
They appreciate the new territory and the expanding horizons. So until next time, we'll see you out there. One last look.